Alright, this is a demo I've wanted to do for a long time. This is Smoked Salmon Gravlox, and that's kind of a weird name, and you have to read the site, the post on the blog to get the explanation for all this. So this demo just to show you how to make it. Please go to Food Wishes for all the details. But there is my beautiful wild Alaskan salmon. That's 1.5 pound piece. Alright, it's got the skin on there. And I tend to try to get the pieces towards the tail. Now what we got to do here, there's a couple of what they call pin bones, and you don't want to make your gravlox, your smoked salmon gravlox, with the bones in it. So you're going to take your needle nose pliers, you're just going to yank them out, and since we're working towards the tail end, there's only going to be a couple. By the way, buy those at the hardware store, half price what you pay at a restaurant supply place, because they're called salmon pliers, and they're the same thing. Alright, so we have our bones pulled out. Now what I'm going to do here, this is 1.5 pound piece of salmon. I only want to make 1 pound of gravlox, and I had this great idea for some salmon and pea and ricotta tortellini, which I will demo also. So I'm going to cut off that last, I don't know, almost about a third, and save that for another recipe. Now also, the reason I did that, that's much thinner, and that will not cure the same rate as the thicker part. Alright, gravlox basically is half salt, half sugar, cured for a couple days, and that's how you make it. It's a really simple process. Again, read the site for the details. What I'm doing here, what my little trick is I'm using that first ingredient you saw me pour in there was smoked salt that I made. I'm going to have that available on the site for purchase eventually, but it's just some smoked paprika and kosher salt. So we're going to do 2 rounded tablespoons of smoked salt, or salt with paprika in it, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and about a tablespoon of black pepper. Now as long as you got half sugar, half salt, you put any flavorings you want in there. And again, all the ingredients in the explanation will be on the site. I measured it out for you. So for a pound of salmon, that's how much you're going to need. Now some people do this all in plastic wrap. I like to use cheesecloth and plastic wrap. So I got about 4 folds of cheesecloth. And that's unbleached. You saw me show it there, just unbleached cheesecloth. You can get that at the grocery store. Not too hard to find. Alright, now since that's about the shape and size of my salmon, I'm going to take my salt-sugar mixture. Alright, you can even do brown sugar if you want. Some people do half brown sugar, half salt. We're going to take that and we're going to spread on the bottom about 1/3 of the salt, approximately the shape of that piece of salmon. Alright. And then we're going to put our piece of salmon skin side down right on top of that sugar and smoked salt mixture. See, it's almost impossible to make smoked salmon at home because the temperatures they smoke that stuff is so low, it's just almost impossible to control at home. You can hot smoke salmon at home, but basically you get cooked salmon. So this is such a neat trick. We're using the classic gravlox technique, but we're using a smoked spice to give us that kind of smoked salmon flavor when we're done. Really good trick, really good trick. And smoked salmon is what, like $25 a pound in the store? Outrageous. So I hope you're going to give this a try. It is really a neat way to go. And just plain gravlox are delicious. So this is kind of a version of that. So take the other 2/3 of the salt, sugar mixture, coat it evenly on top, and then we're just going to fold it in our cheesecloth. Fold it up under, and when I turn it over, I'm going to have the skin side will actually be down. So if you rewind that, you'll notice I started skin side down, I put the salt on, I wrapped it, rolled it once. So right now the skin side is down. The cheesecloth is kind of holding all the salt and sugar mixture next to the salmon. So that's going to draw out water out of the salmon. It's also going to cure it and turn it into what you know most commonly is gravlox or smoked salmon. Alright, I'm going to put a little piece of plastic wrap on there. I'm going to find a pie dish that's about the same size. Now, some people don't weight it, some people do weight it. And this extra piece of plastic here, this was just so that piece of, that second pie dish doesn't slide off my piece of salmon. And I'm going to put a couple cans of, what is that, coconut milk? You can put a couple cans of soup to give it just a little bit of weight. You're going to refrigerate it for 2 days. You can just leave it alone for 2 days if you want. Some people recommend after 1 day turn it over. I'm one of those people. Okay. Some people don't weight this at all, but I think the texture is better if you weight it. It gets a little more dense. And that's really it. That's part one. Of course, you're going to stay tuned for part two. In a couple days, I'm going to unwrap that thing and show you what to do with it. Great technique. You don't have to buy $25 a pound smoked salmon anymore. We're going to make our own. And again, check the site for the details and enjoy.